Hi there, it's Kerri again. Last week we talked about laundry. I know, super exciting. But I talked about a 5-step process for you to create a routine around laundry. This week we're going to be talking about dishes. Dishes and laundry are two tasks that just about every family faces, and I want to make your life easier. I want you to have more time for other priorities in your life other than the sometimes boring, necessary tasks that we all face as moms. Dishes, again, is an inevitable part of our lives. Love it? Please tell me if you love it. Or hate it, it's something that we all need to do. Like I mentioned with the laundry routine, I'm not here to give you a cookie cutter approach that one size fits all and it will change your life forever. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to encourage you to assess, become curious, plan and implement a routine that works best for you in the season of life that you're in, given your personality and your schedule. Without further ado, here is the 5-step process. Step number 1. Just like the laundry routine, the first step in creating a dishes routine is to take inventory of the way you currently do dishes. Do you have a dishwasher? If so, about how many cycles do you run in an average week? If you don't have a dishwasher, how often are you hand washing those dishes? If you have a dishwasher, do you tend to also wash some dishes by hand? What kinds of dishes do you wash by hand? Large pans? Anything that won't fit? Other items like forks? Assess what you're doing. A current assessment will help you know where you're at to then have a better plan for where you'd like to be. Step number 2. Through the inventory process, can you determine what areas could stand improvement? Do dishes pile up in the sink? Do they pile up on the kitchen counter? Does it take you a few days to fill up the dishwasher and then it starts to smell? Do you forget to rinse the dishes and then you have caked on food that is not easy to get off? Do you have any baby items or kid items that you're struggling with, such as bottles or sippy cups? Drink containers everywhere throughout the house or piled up in the sink? Identify the areas that you'd like to improve that could stand some improvement so that you can create a dishes routine that is easier on you. Step number 3, determine what dishes routine method will work best for you. Do you want to start the dishwasher just about every evening, no matter how full it is? If you don't have a dishwasher, do you want to hand wash all your dishes in the morning? In the evening? Do you want to start the dishwasher every other day? Do you want to hand wash bulky items? Think about the routine method that would work best for your schedule. Are mornings better? Are evenings better? Do you want to do it every day, a little at a time? Do you want to do it every other day? And it also depends on how much you're at home eating. How many dishes are you using? Are you batch cooking on the weekends and so you have a lot of pots and pans over the weekend, or are you cooking every night? Keep these things in mind when you determine the best method that you want to implement. Step number 4, pick a time that you'd like to regularly handle dishes. This time is going to be up to you, but I will say that many families see success in tackling, loading, and hand washing dishes immediately after dinner. You've just finished eating. Most likely your family members are in the kitchen, so there's an opportunity for you to teach kiddos how to hand wash dishes, how to load the dishwasher. Your spouse may be in the kitchen as well and can help out, but you're having those dirty dishes go immediately to the dishwasher or immediately get cleaned after eating so that they're not piling up for you to be overwhelmed the next morning. Do you want to split up loading versus unloading? For example, do you want to load or hand wash your dishes in the evening and then put away the dishes from the dishwasher in the morning? Are mornings better overall? Is midday the best time of day or evening's the best time of day? Find out what works for you. Step number 5. If you'd like other family member involvement, I want you to share the plan that you have for a dishes routine and then get feedback and buy-in and then start. I'm not looking for you to have your kids jumping up and down with excitement over a dishes routine. Absolutely not. I'm just looking for you to tell them about the plan and then see if they have feedback. See if they have constructive feedback on what might make more sense, especially if you have older kids or you want your spouse to be involved. But the more responsibility that you can give kids and your spouse to help you with a certain routine, and in this case it's dishes, the less of a burden that is going to be on you. And shared responsibility can be very liberating. Teamwork absolutely makes the dream work. So here's some ideas. Do you want to alternate days? Do you want your spouse to do one day and then you do the other and then your kids do a day? Or do you all want to pitch in together, make it something that you do automatically after you eat dinner? Assess and make adjustments after you start. So when you start this dishes routine, I would suggest picking a week that you don't have a lot of craziness, unusual things on your schedule, and start your dishes routine and see if it works. Try it for a few weeks, see how it's going, and then make adjustments if it's not working the way you wanted it to. 2 to 3 weeks is about the amount of time that I would suggest you try it out before you start making adjustments. Unless it's an absolute train wreck, then obviously immediately make some changes. Here's my dishes routine, and if you might find it helpful to see an example and to help you in figuring out what might work best for you and your family. My husband and I rinse off dishes immediately after using them. Then we stick them in the dishwasher. So I like to rinse them off a little bit because our method isn't a method that has us running the dishwasher every evening. So if there's a bunch of cakes on food, it might make our dishwasher smell, and I don't want that to happen because I can tell you I do not like having to open the dishwasher and a smell just come permeating through my nose. So after dinner, our oldest knows the routine. She takes her tray to the kitchen counter next to the sink after throwing out any small pieces that are left uneaten and putting any big pieces into containers to put in the fridge as leftovers. At this moment in time, I'm going to make a suggestion. I highly, highly suggest Bumpkin's silicone grip dish with lid, and it's a 5-section divided plate for kids. It has been so nice to have. So number 1, it sticks to our table. So if you have younger kiddos, it's pretty difficult for them to be able to lift it up and flip it over. Number 2, it's silicone, really easy to clean. Now, I would suggest not putting like red sauce, spaghetti sauce directly into the section. When we're having something that might stain, I put it in a small container and just put it on the tray with it. They do have a technique that you can boil it in hot water to get some of the stains off, but I haven't tried that out yet. I simply just avoid anything that might stain. But pretty much everything else that's not red or something with a distinct color can just go directly into the section. So it's nice as well for me to see the 5 different sections and think about different parts of the meal for our kids and ourselves, as far as grains or veggies or fruits or protein, fat sources. It gets me thinking in that regard, having the different sections. I will include a link to the plate that we use on Amazon. If either of our girls has leftovers, again, we simply put them in containers and put them in the fridge to use later, and then hand wash the silicone plates and put them on a drying mat for the next morning at breakfast. I will say that having the girls use their trays during meal times reduces the number of overall dishes that we have, which is a big plus. My husband and I put our dishes in the dishwasher after rinsing them off, and again, getting rid of any small pieces of food so that it doesn't go into the dishwasher and smell. We usually run the dishwasher every other day. So when you run the dishwasher, at what time you run the dishwasher really doesn't matter as much as figuring out how you will avoid having a large pile of dishes in your sink or on the kitchen counter. We wash large bowls, especially on the weekends. I tend to Sunday meal prep, so I've got more bigger pots and pans. And we'll hand wash our breakfast and lunch dishes sometimes because we can simply reuse them for lunch or even dinner that day if we know we're eating off of a plate or a bowl. It really helps to not have 3 different bowls for 3 different meals in one day. So if I can just take a couple, really less than a minute, to hand wash what I used for breakfast or another meal to reuse later, it definitely saves us time and doesn't fill up our dishwasher as fast. So as far as unloading our dishwasher, we either do that in the morning before our work days begin or after work. And right now we're both working from home, and I obviously have a business working from home, which is nice to have that flexibility, but I don't want to be unloading the dishwasher during one of my work time blocks. And so we do that before or after our work days. And the goal is to have the dishes unloaded before dinner that night. So we don't want to be finishing dinner and wanting to load it into the dishwasher, those dishes that we used at dinner, and the dishwasher be completely full of clean dishes. So our goal every time we run the dishwasher, again, is to have that dishwasher completely clean, put away, the dishes put away before dinner's finished that night. If there's any large pieces that need to be washed after dinner, say you had a casserole and you finished it, so you have a larger 9x13 Pyrex or something like that, I would suggest hand washing those just after dinner. And my husband tends to hand wash those after dinner because I start bedtime routine with our kids. I love this routine that we have where my husband takes care of the large pieces and cleans up the kitchen after dinner. If it's needing a little more work than our 10-minute family pickup, because it's a nice trade-off for him, as I usually get the kids ready for bed, or at least start on it by getting their teeth brushed and flossed and our dog's teeth brushed, but I also help them get their jammies on, and I have time to brush my own teeth and sometimes start my skincare routine. So anyways, I'm just saying I'm very thankful for my husband cleaning up the kitchen after dinner because it frees up time for me, and it's a nice trade-off. So here's a truth about life. Schedules get thrown off. Emergencies sometimes happen, and there's usually bumps when you're transitioning into a new season of life. Here's another truth. Just because life throws you curveballs doesn't mean that you have to throw in the towel on the journey. Check in to see if there's any lessons that you can learn for future improvement, any adjustments that you can make, then get back on your routine as soon as you're able. You can get back on track and you will experience the positive benefits from creating routines in your life. Just don't give up, because I'm here to tell you that it's absolutely worth it to maintain that routine, but acknowledge that life happens. And then don't just throw in the towel and forget all you've done and the accomplishments and benefits you've experienced. Get back on that routine and continue to experience those positives in your life from routines. So when those schedules go awry and things just don't go as planned, dust yourself off, recognize that life happens, and routines don't have to be anywhere close to perfect, and just get back on it as soon as you can. If you're thrown off your routine on a regular basis, though, I would encourage you at that time to assess and see if you can make any changes to your routine to make it stick, because I can promise you that it's going to help free up some more time for other priorities. And maybe you're just having the routine at the wrong time of day, or you're a method that doesn't serve you best. So think through those things. I've noticed that the longer I sustain my dishes routine, my laundry routine, my morning routine, I have a lot of routines in our day-to-day. And I've found that the longer I do them, the more efficient the routine becomes, especially the routines that we all face. And they take less and less time to accomplish, which is a definite win, because who wants to be doing laundry for 5 hours every day or 5 hours on a Saturday? I can tell you I don't want to be that person. As a reminder, routines need to be customized to fit the season of life that you're in, with special consideration of your personality and your schedule. Trying to force an ill-fitting routine will only result in temporary success and not lasting change. And I am here for lasting change. I want you to have routines that carry on with you and aren't just something you pick up for a month and can't sustain. Are you wanting more help on your habits and routines? Please reach out to me anytime, and I'm happy to assist you, get you started, offer coaching. I offer digital products to assist you with your habit building. My email address is Kerri, Kerri, at kerrithompson.com. I'd love to help you create lasting routines and find more joy in your life as a mom. Have a wonderful day.